Okay. Guys, welcome to the Gazoo podcast here in German studios. Here we are here to talk about sports. We are here to talk about football transfers. A lot of transfers happening in Europe. I can tell you for a fact that Manchester City have already signed Tijani Reinders from AC Milan, and Chelsea have already signed a lot of players. They have made decisions in the name of Liam Delap from Ipswich Town to Chelsea, and they've signed a new defender, Sarr, from Strasbourg, to also help in the defensive unit of Chelsea. And updates coming from other teams is that Luis Enrique have signed for Olympique Marseille, from Olympique Marseille to Inter Milan. Suso have also moved from Sevilla to Cadiz. So Suso, maybe I will do need. El Shadow Bichiabu has also extended his contract with Rosenborg Sports Leipzig, and Elias Ansan, he's a Ghanaian but he plays in Germany. He's moved from Paderborn to Union Berlin. He's a very good defender, of course, a striker, let me see, and it's a move worth 3 million euros. So he's going to play in the Bundesliga next season. Christian Ordonez has also moved from Velasquez to Parma, and Enoko Wusu has also moved from Inter Milan to Lyon Saint Gallen in Belgium. Then I'll talk about the fact that Ben Davies has also had a contract extension in Tottenham Hotspur. Then Stefan Leiner has moved from Mönchengladbach to Salzburg. Kennedy, former Chelsea player, Real Valladolid to Pachuca. Tarek Lamptey have a contract extension with Brighton. And Napoli have activated the buy option by Nathan. So Nathan has moved from Napoli to Real Betis, and Clement Lenglet have also moved from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid. But before we go into details, the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur, former head coach, has been sacked. Ange Postecoglou, the Posty man, as the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur. This the coach will win the UEFA Europa League with them in about 17 years. Tottenham hadn't won it. 2008, and in about 41 years they hadn't won the European competition or European trophy, whatever. Ange Postecoglou came to Tottenham last 2 seasons, and last season, just the recent season, he's won the UEFA Europa League with them. Yet Tottenham say they are not convinced with what Postecoglou do. Adeye plus Bagai Kobo, we would delve in deeper to what they think if Postecoglou should leave, or they should have maintained him as the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur for the upcoming season. Pogo,
yeah,
what's up?
Charlie, everything cool. Transfers, you know, so the Gazoo transfers in here.
We did here to serve them.
As we tap the everything, some we will touch on them back to back for you. So Charlie,
cool. Your people sack Postecoglou.
Yeah, you know, I sensed it. The way because Mourinho in finals there, you know. So I thought that they learned something out of that, and that is why how come they left Ange Postecoglou to go into the final with Tottenham Hotspur. And after the final, they sat down and they are telling us that, you know, things didn't go well in terms of negotiation, so they are sacking, or he has been relieved on his duties as the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur. And keep him for next season. to the experience in the Premier League, it is kind of, there, up there, because Thomas Frank, we know Brentford, since they came into the Premier League, they have not been bad. You see, they have not.
The three relegated the top 17th. So the 17th, they mean say if 18th, 19th, 20th,
I say
no there.
If the relegation they don't decide the relegation teams earlier, like Tottenham go flip
go relegation, because 38 points we then get. But my main issue be a whole people they talk about the fact that Postecoglou not the change in tactics. You don't understand?
Yeah.
You know the change in tactics. It is always about this is what I want to play, and that is how I'm going to play from the start to the end, even if it's not working. There have been instances where you feel change anything. It just they go with a philosophy.
Even if it is failing, you are still going with the mentality.
Top 5 teams with goals in the Premier League. Tottenham Hotspur among. They score 64 goals. Chelsea chop 4th. Chelsea score 64 goals. You understand?
Yeah.
Only 3 teams who
defensively.
you understand?
And can we also say their goalkeeper Vicario going for an injury can also be a factor?
I think there was a point in the season, some points there in the season where Tottenham Hotspur they suffer due to injury issues, injury problems here and there, and there were times when there was no Vicario, their goalkeeper, there was no Pedro Pero, their right back, there was no Destino Doji, their left back, there was no
a lot of
there was no Romero.
Yeah.
So basically their back 5, none of them were available. Up front, there was no Dominic Solanke, there was no Dejan Kulusevski, something, there was no Rodrigo Bentancur. So everywhere was sacked with injuries, and you could understand them that Tottenham was where they suffered. The injury, plus the dorsal injury. Yeah,
Archigrio has to step in and then
as a centre back, as a right back, it wouldn't work. It was serious in a sense that in January they had to go and buy a goalkeeper because Austin not a force, Foster not really go fit keeper to the level where Vicario did. So they had to go to Slavia Prague and then get their first choice goalkeeper for 40 million. Anthony Kinski.
Yeah.
Where Kinski in first match, not it be against Liverpool
for
Carabao.
Oh, he actually did well. The one
Kinski make 8 saves for that match inside.
It was this first.
So that be match where Tottenham keep clean sheet for the first time in a while. So check Tottenham Hotspur after Van der Ven, Vicario, Romero all come out from injury camp. See how good their defense were.
Yeah.
And in the UEFA Europa League, then it change in tactics small. So if you say you don't want to adapt to the UEFA Europa League, so if it be cup match, every team they come with different strategy then things. So the Europa League now they changing approach more. Sometimes they go defensive, sometimes they make sure they make the opposition, the opponents play, go soak them, then get them on a counter attack with Son, go Sonodo Bet, then Brennan Johnson, them. But in the Premier League, it wasn't working. And as a Tottenham Hotspur team, we're under the guidance of Mauricio Pochettino. seasons upon seasons, was part of the top for qualify them for UEFA Champions League.
Every day they compete for the top. If not in the top slot, Champions League you have to be in there. Europa League you have to be in there. You have to be in the conversation of top 4. But now we see Tottenham 17th on the league.
They even played the finals of the UEFA Champions League.
You see, so there has been a downgrade. But what actually saved their situation or saved their season was the Europa League that Ange Postecoglou, the Posty man, won. The Tottenham. I mean, they are going to the Champions League and they also won a trophy since 2008. So we can actually say that they have won something, and then because of the Europa League they won, they have gained a slot to the Champions League. So now Daniel Levy, as you said, didn't take those decisions in terms of emotion. This was a decision that was supposed to be done, because Charlie, next season is not going to be a joke. Next season, we are not joking. We are doing serious business next season. And if we are doing serious business next season, are you going to trust Ange Postecoglou to do that for you? Basically, and then it is evident that when they went to the boardroom, I mean, they decided to so to speak, sack Ange Postecoglou. They don't want to call it sack, but it's actually a sack. Because I mean, he won a trophy. They want to respect him. That is why they are saying he has been relieved of his duties.
According to Chelsea 2008, 2009, when they were sacking Mourinho, they said we have agreed Mourinho should go. I have agreed. Said
relieved on his duties. So now let's move to the coach that is coming, Thomas Frank. And do you think that Thomas Frank will be a good fit for the Tottenham Hotspur's team? Because now Thomas Frank coming in, it means that you have to also go into the market and go and buy players. Because now Sef Kuti Romero wants to leave Tottenham. I've seen Atletico Madrid links, and he speaks so well. I mean, if Atletico Madrid wants to come, when players start to speak like that, you should know that there have been links down there. That Atletico Madrid wants to come in for Christian Romero, and if they are taking Christian Romero away from Tottenham Hotspur, Charlie, say there has been a big hole in the back line. Mickey van de Ven is there, by injuries they were Mickey van de Ven, even Destiny Udoji.
Van de Ven as a player no fee play the two centre back roles. So if you are taking Romero, who was the best player in the UEFA Europa League,
Romero, the player of the season,
standing player for the Argentina national team, a starter of course when they even won the World Cup.
He was a starter
who has been influential in the back line for Tottenham Hotspur. And even before he moved from Atalanta to Tottenham Hotspur, he was the best defender in the Serie A too. So if Romero is moving out, and then you have Van der Ven, Radu Dragusin, Ben Davies, obviously you are going to fall short. But that doesn't mean you can't replace him, because every player,
of course,
with the exception of one or two players,
of course,
with the level Romero has proved to be, if he's moving to join Atletico Madrid setup, yes, it's going to be great news for Diego Simeone's side, but he could equally be replaced, because we have good players in the Premier League.
Very, very, very good players.
If I think we don't leave, they can step up and play in the defensive units of Tottenham Hotspur. And if it's Thomas Frank, you see, Thomas Frank is a coach that is very serious with his defense pattern. When, as he qualified from the Championship, come the Premier League, Brentford get diverse formations. Sometimes they go with a 3-back system. That when you go see Aaron Hickey on the left wing back, then some other play on the right wing back, sometimes 3-back. Pinnock as a centre back. This season, sometimes they go with a 4-back, 4-3-3, sometimes 4-4-2-3-1, 4-4-2, 4-5-1.
Wisa and Mbuemo.
So he understand for him. So he double so the canvas. If there's Wisa, there's Mbuemo, then there's Kevin Schade. If they play against opponents where they feel say no, I go feel run against this opponent, I for take the ball to them. So if I may no more level you pay, make a play my attackers. If they play against opponents like Man City, Liverpool,
a bit conservative,
I need to solidify the midfield and my defense. So let me play Mbuemo on the right side of attack.
So it actually means that unlike Ange Postecoglou, Thomas Frank is a coach who can adapt to situations.
Yes.
Because Postecoglou can get 2 red cards and he's still playing it.
But Thomas Frank
looks at the opposition and then fix his tactics based on the opposition he's coming to face. If it is a team that my team can match them boot for boot, then it means that we are going full attack. If I know that I'm meeting Liverpool and I can't match them man to man, then it means that I have to play a bit conservative. I mean, so Thomas Frank, with his approach as a coach, and then with his mindset of adaptation or adjusting his system to fit the opponent, I think that it will be a good fix for Tottenham Hotspur as to if he can keep up the pressure that will come to Tottenham Hotspur or that will come on him. That is also another story to say. But he has been in England for almost like 5 years coaching Brentford and all of that. So I think for now we would say it will be quite a good fit for Tottenham Hotspurs to bring in Thomas Frank
as their coach on the Gaju podcast. Drop all your comments. Transfer segment, and like you already said, Ange Postecoglou has been sacked as the head coach of Tottenham Hotspur, and likely to replace him at the club is the head coach of Brentford FC, Thomas Frank, who could be the main man to replace him if Tottenham Hotspur would want to get a new coach. Kindly let us know your location, where you're watching us from, and your thoughts basically on the transfers, your club you support, the players you would want your club to sign, and your thoughts on the Ballon d'Or race. Do you think Dembele, Rafinha, Mohamed Salah, or probably Lamine Yamal should win it? I can see that Pius is telling me that Dembele for the Ballon d'Or. So Pius, I don't understand why Pius they think see Dembele go win the Ballon d'Or. That be what Pius they think. So you go fish share in thoughts, because we see Dembele versus Spain in the semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League. The only Lamine Yamal here, and if you think say Dembele so they deserve based on his achievements with his club side, they're fine. So that will be coming from Pius. Then go to the talk, say drop all your comments. So your comments are welcome, and we go see how that go happen. But another detail will be Bryan Mbeumo. He was actually linked to Manchester United after Manchester United got the services of Matheus Cunha from Wolverhampton Wanderers. But that move has been stopped a little bit, because Thomas Frank is speaking to Mbeumo to hold on. If he goes to Tottenham Hotspur, or best sign from Brentford to Tottenham Hotspur. So it's made the move with Mbeumo moving from Brentford to United a bit slow. So it is likely if Brentford or Tottenham Hotspur are able to get the services of Thomas Frank, then it means Mbeumo would want to go with this coach, because there are players who want to play under certain coaches. And Tottenham Hotspur are going to play in the Champions League next season. United are not playing in any top major European competition. So if Mbeumo plays for Tottenham Hotspur, yes, the world is going to watch him. Aside the EPL fans, you are going to see him play against other clubs in Spain, in Italy, in Germany, in Belgium, in Croatia. You can play against Dynamo Zagreb. You can play against Rijeka, who won the league in Croatia. You can play against Sheriff. You can play against FCSB, Rapid Vienna, Stormgrass, a whole lot of teams in Europe. So that is what you are going to see as far as Bryan Mbeumo is concerned. Elsewhere, Manchester City almost getting the services of Olympic Lyonnais midfielder or attacking midfielder forward. Let me put it in that way. In the name of Ryan Cherki. Against
the Algerian born guy.
Semi-finals of the UEFA Nations League. You see what Ryan Cherki. Against Spain in the semi-finals of the Nations League. You see Ryan Cherki coming from the bench, getting some assists, making sure that France come from 5-1, better getting 5-4 at the end of the game. And yesterday we saw his exploits against Germany in the third place playoff. A very good player who is good with dribbling, finding the spaces behind the defense. And City already get the service of Tijani Reinders, so Ryan Cherki is going to be a great addition to the Manchester City team. We did here. Do you think Cherki will be new great addition to the Guardiola team?
Absolutely. But there is one thing he has to fix. There has been reports of him and then his attitude on the field of play, and even outside the field of play. As a player, your attitude must be quite okay. You must have ego, but your attitude, you must know how to manage the ego in you. So, and I think that Pep Guardiola is the man for it, because you can't show attitude or ego towards Pep Guardiola, and it's going to be a brouhaha in the dressing room.
a player like Ryan Cherki, if he get attitude for Olympic Lyon, sometimes it is up to the players that they play around.
Yeah.
If I look around the Olympic Lyon team and the most experienced player is Alexandre Lacazette, I have,
like I said, himself know the respect. So
yes, he's the toppest player in the team who has played for Arsenal. I think Maitland-Niles also give Arsenal. So if you look around, there is Nemanja Matic who has won the Premier League with Chelsea twice. You will feel okay. I have like 2 or 3 or 4 players, but currently, who is the better player than me in the team? You can't mention any. Yes, we have this Ghanaian international, Ernest
Nyama is there. None of that. So yeah,
appear and quality players there, but who is better than me? You feel okay? I'm the most important player in the team. Else,
obviously,
because I go to Manchester City, and I'll tell you that in your role, we have like even in your role, in your position, we have like 3 players better than you. So you can't go there and act like you acted in your previous club.
Yeah. So he has to know that it is a bigger club. He is going to a bigger club, and then all eyes on you in the Premier League, because Manchester City started the season and they are the favourites to win there. Now, well, we will not say maybe because Liverpool is there
next season.
Next season,
Liverpool are the favourites. City are the second favourites.
Good. So going into a season with a team that are one of the favourites to win the league, there's eyes on you. So you can't do everything there. You can't go and show your attitude there. But aside that, I think he's a very good player.
It is similar of Abdulkader Kuzanov.
Yeah.
After Kuzanov signed Man City, in first match was against Chelsea.
Charlie, I watched that match. The way he make mistake
leading to a goal,
and that can break you down.
It could break you because Kuzanov coming into the team, they can't meet Ruben Diaz, John Stones, Manuel Akanji,
Josko Vadio,
Nathan Aki,
and they bench some of these guys to start
to play you against Chelsea,
and you make a mistake. Chelsea scores.
You go see say as you make the mistake, Akanji move to him, tell us my guy, make it worry you. And from that time, Kuzanov played, I think about 7 matches. For City, and say be sake of performance. Then if you play like 15 matches, City for pay money give loans.
Then stop.
It's your person bet you ask anything. You see, it happened when very Griezmann day Atletico Madrid.
Yeah,
on loan from
Barca nearly took them to court.
Then say if Griezmann play certain number of minutes for Atletico Madrid, almost like Griezmann to me Bob 45 minutes. 30 minutes.
Sometimes Griezmann they will come score 2 goals in the Champions League.
And so will be there and will be like, they need Griezmann, but he won't play. But the whole game. But I was like, hey, Charlie, Mafia
Kutani. So but Ryan Cherki is a very good player, and I think that there is a possibility that when he comes, definitely he's going to start in some couple of games to know what he has for Manchester City. So he coming into Manchester City, I think it's a bargain. 35 million euros plus some add-ons. I think it's a bargain in a transfer season, or in a window where we are selling Hugo Ekitike for 100 million, a lot of players for 58 million, 70 million.
Ekitike, but no one will buy it.
No one will buy it. I mean, but I think 35 million is relatively a bargain for Manchester City to get Ryan Cherki, a talent like this, and he's young. It's not like he's old. He's very, very, very young.
21 years.
21 years. And he plays the French national team. When he came into a game against Spain, you saw what he did. A fantastic goal, and then an assist. I think he did 1 or 2 assists in that particular game. So Ryan Cherki to Manchester City is a very, 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 very good deal. 35 million plus add-ons. Top deal for Manchester City. And then I'm waiting for Ryan Cherki in the Premier League. And next season is going to be fireworks.
Chelsea
is going to be fireworks.
Mamadou Sarr from Strasbourg to Chelsea.
A defender. He's coming to Chelsea. I don't know much about this guy. I would be very honest. It's just like when we were buying Disasi and Badiashile. Axel Disasi. Unfortunately, I watched Monaco because I used to watch Canal Plus where they show the French league and Le Championnat, and then I was watching Monaco very well, and then I saw Desasi, but I didn't see Badiashile. You know, certain players you watch them and you don't really see them like that unless they are moving to another side, and then you go and watch their comps and you know that, oh, this was, you know, the player that was playing for Monaco. So I was watching Desasi very well, and then I could see, or I could tell Desasi's flaws, but I didn't see Badiashile that much. That is the same situation as Mamadou Sarr. I have not really watched him that much at Strasbourg, even though I have watched a couple of, you know, Strasbourg games, because when I go and watch Strasbourg game,
I'm not going to watch Sarr.
I'm looking at
Andre Santos.
I'm looking at Andre Santos. I'm looking at Gigi Petrovic. Even I'm looking at Diego Moreira, one of our players.
So back, he plays as a left wing back.
So these are the kind of players I would be watching in the Strasbourg team. It is not Mamadou Sarr, but he is coming into the Chelsea. Strasbourg is our sister club. So Chelsea and Strasbourg, I don't know whether it is going to be, you know, a permanent deal, and then he moves back to
it's
loan.
a permanent deal.
Yes, and then he moves back to loan again to Strasbourg. I don't know how the deal is going to. We don't have the details yet,
because you see, after the acquisition of Mamadou Sarr, these are the centre backs Chelsea have: Tosina Darabayo,
yeah,
Aaron Anselmino, Benoit Badiashile, Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana, Mamadou Sarr,
yeah,
and the guy on loan at Villa,
Disasi. Good.
You have all of these players as a centre back. You need at most 4 or 5 for the season. You are going to sell some.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
As a Chelsea coach, who would you sell?
As a Chelsea coach, I'm selling Badiashile. I'm selling Disasi. In fact, I'm going to sell most of them. And then I think that where Chelsea wants to move to, okay, and where they want to go, I don't think most of these guys cannot help. That's why I'm saying I have not watched Mamadou Sarr that much, but the players I will be keeping are definitely, I'm going to keep Tosin. I will be keeping Levi Colwill. Even Fofana is a question mark, because I can't trust him. Fitness.
With his injuries.
I can't trust him that much. He can start the season very well, but he can play like 7 games, and then, you know, next season the game is going to be packed, because right after the Club World Cup we are going to we are going to start the season. So if you are moving from the Club World Cup to a new season that has like about 38 games in the league only, plus Champions League, plus League Cups and FA Cups. It is a packed season, plus international break. That is a packed season. So I'm not going to trust Fofana that much in terms of fitness wise. So I need 2 top centre back in Chelsea. 2 top centre back. You know, they are claiming to be data guys, so they should find data and bring us 2 top centre backs with experience, because we are going to play the Champions League.
2 top centre backs. You also watch football. Which players would you recommend to Chelsea if Chelsea really want to compete in the Champions League? Who are the 2 top centre backs you think, okay, let's go in for this, I think they are going to solidify the defense for Chelsea, coming up against opponents like Ellen Haaland, opponents like Kylian Mbappe, Harry Kane at Bayern Munich, Lamine Yamal or Lewandowski at Barcelona, Dembele, Bakola,
all these top players. We need top, you know, but certain names, you know, rings a bell in my head, but it's not going to come cheap.
Which is
Bastoni.
He won't even play for Chelsea.
In Inter Milan.
He won't play for Chelsea.
Why?
He will play at a bigger club.
So will Bastoni move from, let's say, Inter Milan to, let's say,
the only teams Bastoni will move from Inter Milan to an Italian club, because currently no Italian club is better than Inter Milan.
And
so if Bastoni
I don't think they can buy it. Inter Milan, the
Italian team.
Yeah.
If Bastoni is moving from Inter Milan, and it's either to Barca, Madrid, Bayern, Man City.
But are these guys looking for, you know, centre back of his caliber and the kind of money they will put on him?
Madrid would want Bastoni, but they won't pay that money.
Good.
That is why they've gone for Dean Huijsen.
Good. 50 million. Maybe 50 million.
Bayern will pay for Bastoni.
Bayern has just signed Jonathan Tah.
Free.
Yeah, free.
I'm saying they will pay for Bastoni.
Oh, of course.
Jonathan Tah is nowhere near Bastoni.
So these are like some of the names. You know, someone like Bastoni and someone like there is this guy in Dortmund, Schlotterbeck.
Nico Schlotterbeck.
Yeah. He's also a very, very, very good centre back that I'm looking for. So I mean, there are certain guys, but I know Chelsea can pay the big money, but when Bastoni is moving from Inter Milan to Chelsea, Salisu, but Charlie, bro.
Salisu a comedian.
Players I'm gonna about Champions League. I will say Salisu. Charlie, bro.
But Salisu played in the Champions League last season.
And I make us say, Chelsea is looking for a defender to go and play Champions League. Monaco, when Monaco comes to the Champions League, they are not going to obviously going to compete like Chelsea. Yeah, if you would agree with me, Monaco and Chelsea, if we are in a Champions League, people expect more from Chelsea as compared to Monaco. Yeah. So if you are bringing
to invest more.
Obviously, and because we are multiple winners of the Champions League.
Not because we are multiple, because you invest more.
No, because we are multiple winners of the Champions League.
Arsenal haven't won the Champions League before, but they are expected to win it. It's not because they've won it before. It's because you are investing. The higher you invest in your team, the more they expect you to win it.
Of course. And then I'm saying that
why would you expect City to win the Champions League? It's because you are buying more quality players.
Yes, because you are big.
It's not because you've won it before. We are tipping you ahead of Monaco because we invest more. Monaco won't buy a player for 50 million.
Of course.
And you buy a player for 80 million. You buy a player for 100 million. Yeah. That is why we're expecting more from you than Monaco, because you can go to Monaco and pick their best player. Monaco can't come to Chelsea and pick that best player.
Yeah.
That is the difference between the two teams. We have teams like a team like Benfica. That will invest for 100 million.
Yeah.
João Felix for more than 100 million. Enzo Fernandez for more than 100 million. These are all players coming from Benfica. But Benfica can't go to Chelsea and say, oh, who's your Cole Palmer? Let me give you 100 million.
120.
No. They can bring another Cole Palmer and you buy him.
Yeah.
So teams like that, you don't compete with them. They are there to compete and show the world the kind of players they have. And I have David Nunes. David Nunes scoring 2 goals against Barcelona in the Champions League in 2020-2021. I have 2020. Yeah, is it 2020-2021? Yes, I have a player like David Nunes. Oh no, it's not David Nunes. Oh, okay, I have Enzo Fernandez. He won the World Cup with Argentina. He's an instrumental player. We saw him in the Champions League. Oh, I have a player like João Felix, who is touted as one of the best. They even won the youngest player when he was playing for Benfica. Oh, I have Ederson Moraes, a very good goalkeeper whom Man City have come to take. Oh, I have Ruben Diaz. Oh, Man City. Oh, Ruben Diaz. Oh no, not Man City. Abefa. But I know, cause Charlie, who is the best? Haaland. Charlie, Haaland, he doesn't care.
Oh, I have video.
With teams like that, you don't expect them to no, they are there to compete, but not to compete with you. So if you invest, a team like PSG, you've not won it. You are expecting to win it. It's because you've invested.
Investment at home.
It is Sikana Ekono. That is why we are asking you to bring the returns. When we invest, not scam trophy number, then it's worth nothing.
But Salisu the Faneton chain. Because I will know Salisu no me team cry man number center back. But mama a friend is saying I have Levi Kuro, which I'm even
so Salisu and Badiashile, who is better?
I will pick. I don't like Badiashile, but I will pick Badiashile ahead of Salisu.
Salisu was
Sabruta. On the player, I mean.
Say Black Stars on Salisu movie.
Black Stars is the ball because it is Black Stars. Who is okay? Was that Simpson is so horrible, or this make a good a better job? But I mean, Salisu is
Simpson made to me in Bobo and Salisu.
And I make it's Mika say, but Salisu plays for Monaco. Yeah. So if he is coming with a very good profile and high stakes.
No, he only has the exposure. No better profile. He only has the exposure.
So the Black Stars, if a Black Stars coach has Salisu and Razak Simpson, ability in terms of ability wise, obviously it should be Razak Simpson. But in terms of exposure, as you say, I mean the coach will play Salisu in the World Cup or in the AFCON.
You play Salisu in the World Cup because Salisu have the experience of playing in the Champions League, the UEFA Europa League. He's played in a lot more quality players. He's played in high intense stadiums.
Yeah.
And so if he goes to
he understands what he means
behind 30,000 fans. Normal. Yeah. So that's my feeling pressure, but normal man can cry. But Razak Simpson no go beyond 200 fans. They go 30. They go 50. They go across sports. They do 100. No
60,000 capacity.
I always talk about the fact that Fatah Mohamed Raya capture first of all was called to the national team. Akobo Johannesburg, Ghana against one guy. No fan. Cover time, no fan.
I see the switching.
Also, it's me about ball slow. Until I need to stay on the slow. It's me slow.
Is that FMB? South Africa, right?
South Africa.
Yeah. I watched that match.
Man, the fear.
In a fumble. No, see you no No
So
fans.
this be why some of these locally based players go come to the national team, they not go perform.
Yeah.
Because the local league is not performing.
If it is performing, then we have like 10,000 at a go, or let's say 20,000 capacity at a whole.
Ask yourself,
we would grow.
when
as
Sheila
a team.
Iliasu Mune Habib Mohamed mu, when they were playing in the Ghana Premier League, when Adequate Papa mu ewo Ghana Premier League, Hassan Kotoko Accra Sports Stadium, Stadium Ayema, Kofu Jire
20,000,
40,000. Then you go to the World Cup in Germany 2006. Then I'll tell you, okay, Oseko for Obama Germany, Obama Bayern Munich, you're a starter for Bayern Munich. Oseko for come and sit on the bench based on your performance against Italy. Sheila Iliasu go and play, and then Sheila Iliasu pump on the pepe without any pressure, partnered with John Wester, and then you tell me, oh, there be well, ball under some pressure. No, has to
40,000.
So if you goes to play in Germany against Italy, against United States, oh no, composed. You didn't attempt, and I'm going to attempt in English. Me catch you, me cause. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
you understand.
So it's actually about the exposure and not about the ability. Because in terms of ability, we have locally based players that are far better than the diaspora players who are playing in the national team. You know, but yes, so these are some of the defenders I would recommend for Chelsea.
You know, say Chelsea goes to school in Modi.
Yeah, Chelsea, we did there, even though we are signed Delap, but we did there. But I don't think Chelsea will buy Sesko, even though they are in a conversation. They have been chasing, they have been scouting him for so long. Sesko, Victor Gyökeres, Victor Osimhen, these are Ekitike, these are players Chelsea want to revolve around, or Chelsea are just, you know, around them. But I see Chelsea to buy a new striker again. But as to if it is going to be Sesko, Gyökeres, or Victor Osimhen, I don't know.
Amongst the three, which of them do you prefer?
Amongst the three, I would bring in Victor Gyökeres. I would bring in Victor Gyökeres because of efficiency, because of he's a bit known to the English game, and because he played for Coventry. He's a Brighton Academy player.
But I saw more Premier League.
Or more Premier League that, but he knows the English game.
But you see, let me tell you something. If you've played for Brighton Academy, played for Coventry, scored a lot of goals for them in the Championship,
yeah,
and then you come to the Premier League, it is different ball game.
Yeah, different ball game.
Because I've seen Burnley flourish under company in the Championship, came to the Premier League, struggled. We've seen the current three relegated teams.
I mean, the Championship itself is the quality, and then the Premier League is far. Like the
it means you can flourish there, you won't perform.
But he's also doing well in Portugal too.
Oh yeah.
And then even this season he was competing for the European Golden Boot. Even though his coefficient was low, but he was still there. But obviously Mbappe still won it, or Mbappe has still won it though. So for me personally, I would go in for Victor Gyökeres to come into Chelsea because of he's efficient.
I want to know the other Victor.
Victor Osimhen too. Of course, if you bring me Victor Osimhen, I wouldn't be disappointed. I feel like he's also a top striker that can come in. But Chelsea, with respect to the negotiation and then the salaries they want to pay, I don't see Chelsea going in for Victor Osimhen. Well, it could change because Victor Osimhen just rejected a move to Al Hilal just overnight yesterday. I think around 45 million euros net salary for to go and play for Al Hilal.
He thinks Europe will be very competitive.
Yeah. So that is what is happening. And if Victor Osimhen will reject that kind of money, then it means that there is some conversation down there. The big team's conversation down there.
Chelsea link.
So let's see. And then the Nigerians are also pushing. Mikel will be pushing. All the Nigerians are pushing. So let's see. But amongst the Victor Osimhen and Victor Gyökeres, I will pick Victor Gyökeres for Chelsea. But it is looking like Chelsea Victor Gyökeres links has cooled down. It's not that there, just like the Chelsea Osimhen deal. But Sesko, I think that he is going to Arsenal. That is what I think, because from the the insiders, Arteta is saying that according to the insider, Alex Crook, all the English journalists, they are saying that Arteta views Sesko as the perfect example, a perfect player for his system, and that's why he's going in for Sesko. But almost Sesko, I said 92 million.
I won't forget it, guys. You make you take a quick commercial break. You will back and we'll give you more gist as far as the transfer stories is concerned. Guys, welcome back again to the Gajo Podcast. And live, we're talking about the transfers and the Spanish or the Portuguese national team winning the UEFA Nations League, defeating Spain 5-3 on penalty shootouts. And the only player missing the penalty shootouts for the Spanish national team was their captain, Alvaro Morata, making sure that he doesn't lead his team to glory after leading them to glory in the Euro 2024. Now we are back again in the studios, and a whole lot of controversies about Lamine Yamal not being able to move to the left back of Portugal, Nuno Mendes. He found it very difficult in that game yesterday, and hence he was even substituted in the game after the first extra minutes. Then came in Yeremi Pino, who I think also did a great job because he had great energy levels and went in more tackles, more headers and things, but still it yielded no fruit as Spain lost in a penalty shootout. Now there takes us to the topic. After Dembele failing to show up in the semi-finals against Spain, Lamine Yamal failed to show up in the finals against Portugal. Now a lot of people are saying, based on what they saw Lamine Yamal play against Portugal, against Nuno Mendes, finding it very difficult to take him on. Lamine Yamal no they deserve. He needs to be the Ballon d'Or. But Charlie, people to the talk say, hey, oh boy, the boy he play, no go fit take one match. Jam say, oh, it's me on Bobo against Portugal, and you want to mention Ballon d'Or. No, that not be how they do for this side of the country. Then better to say, Charlie, yeah, Ataya, boy, how many PSG bought from the Ligue 1 to the Coupe de France to the UEFA Champions League, medium J, France, Super. Charlie, my bread winning the golden boot and everything, you know, my bread. You understand? So it means say with what Dembele they do, you know, they feel say more far away. Maybe join Club World Cup. Club World Cup, I guess yours first match against Atletico Madrid. They can't tell me 70 Lamine Yamal matter anything, Charlie. So guys, this is what they can talk about. Kindly make sure say send us your thoughts. Who do you think say go win the Ballon d'Or? Send us your message, comments. Send your comments and make we know where they watch us from. If you Barca fan, you think say Lamine Yamal they deserve and fine. If you think say Dembele they deserve and fine. So this is what we see from the Euros. Bako Dembele Bobo first match, second one Bobby we show them Lamine Yamal first match. Yeah, he proved to Dembele say they play the ball past you. Second match, Nuno Mendes say come on for that. You can't show my star and say you know what play pass. I stop you.
He cook him.
Stop you. You're not gonna make you enter me. The people where it's you know you're not part of them. Nuno Mendes 120 minutes scored this penalty too. Man of the match award. You understand? So you don't know Mendes on the country for Kobo the first say Lamine Yamal best match Ballon d'Or. So I don't catch him back door. Minimum says I don't become as Kobo. Lamine Yamal Ballon d'Or.
Lamine Yamal. Oh, Lamine Yamal. Charlie, me if you watch my Spurs right now, you say Lamine Yamal. It be so now they appear if you win trophy. It be so now they appear. So people go they think say they won't defend Lamine Yamal say he go win, but honestly Lamine Yamal
don't attack him.
Oh, I know beside they won't attack him. You see, he's too young for me to attack him.
You go past him.
Oh, I grow past Lamine Yamal. But Charlie, if they chop money past me,
get money past you chop. You turn up today, so if you not chop.
I'm not chop. Lamine Yamal, if you can't give me money, even though I grow past you. But you know, Lamine Yamal has been good this season. Honestly, we don't have to take anything away from the boy. He's 17. He has been good, very fast, very good this season. And Barca are pushing him instead of their best player, that is Rafinha. Barca are now pushing Lamine Yamal for the Ballon d'Or. But we could see something here. If Lamine Yamal win the Nations League, like right now, everything, the Ballon d'Or stakes you go be giddy yo.
So right, the thing we talk about, the feel say Dembele they play for us.
And the feel say this season, Dembele has to win the Ballon d'Or.
Why?
Why? Because Dembele has done really well this season as a player individually, because in the Ballon d'Or criteria it is stated there that you individual achievement you have to be good and decisive for your team individually. And you know, people would say Dembele has not been decisive for PSG and he is not you know, their best player. Of course Dembele is the best player in PSG and he was the best player in the Champions League. Don't forget,
he was the best player awarded. They
in the Champions League. Oh, but if UEFA award them as the best player in the Champions League, obviously he's the best player there.
It doesn't mean I agree to what UEFA has done.
Oh, but if you know they agree, if you know they agree there, then UEFA they consent them because they have given the award to Dembele. Okay. The fact that you know they agree, they mean say UEFA for go take. So right now you go take the award.
No.
You know go take the award.
The fact that UEFA say he's the best player doesn't mean to me he's the best player for me.
To who? To you?
Yeah.
To you, who is the best player for you in the Champions League?
For the UEFA Champions
Yeah.
League,
Vitinha.
Yeah.
Well, is Vitinha the best player in PSG?
Have you seen a match Vitinha played that he ghosted?
But have you seen a match Dembele playing in the Champions League that he ghosted? Plenty matches like what?
Plenty.
Because right from the knockout stages coming, where they met Brest.
Dembele ghosted against Aston Villa. What should they talk about?
Aston Villa, which Aston Villa? Because in the second leg, first leg in the second leg,
Dembele was involved.
No, because the what I get here, no be what you talk about.
Tell me what you get for there.
Dembele against Aston Villa in the first leg. In the first leg, he assisted a goal in the first leg, so he had one assist. In the second leg, he also had one assist. So you can't tell me this guy ghosted whilst he has two goals involvement in the two legs. What are you saying? What are you talking about?
Are you judging him based on the numbers?
Oh, but if you be striker, what make I judge you with?
Relax. Are you judging him as the best player based on his numbers? Say my man says so I'm the best player,
bro. But that is what you are asking me, and I'm saying that. Say on your best player, how then do you influence game like this? How then do you assist? Because you are an attacker. Remind you are an attacker, and an attacker, obviously, you are going to be judged by your output, what you bring to the team. That is what you are going to be judged of. If you are an attacker and you don't score goals for your team, how then do you come into a conversation of best players? And that is why Lamine Yamal will play penalties in Spain. Lamine Yamal on penalty was Spain. It is Oyazabel and the lies on penalties was Spain. But Lamine Yamal had to play a penalty in Spain in the Nations League. Ope goals, you know. Ope goals and assists.
It's not because of the goals.
No, it is because of the goals. Because already people are saying
prior to the game, it was Dembele, Lamine Yamal. So they wanted him to be on the score sheet to make Dembele
because they won the goals.
So let Spain get a penalty again tomorrow. Lamine Yamal.
Oh. What shows Lamine Yamal? What shows
before that game? Some penalties. So Lamine Obobi.
No, Mobi. But now they won the goal. That's why they play the penalty.
Listen.
Bro, listen.
They say he was given the nod to play because of the the topic you and Dembele. And Dembele was on the field, so they wanted him to be on the score sheet. Dembele wouldn't be on the score sheet to make him know say I'm better than you on the field.
Okay,
and it's not that he's the best penalty kicker.
He's not the best penalty kicker.
I'm just telling you, say let Spain get another penalty in their successive matches. Lamine Yamal won't be the taker.
He will be the taker. What shows that he won't be the taker? He needs the numbers. What's the 9 goals in the league?
Because
Ballon
d'Or.
What's the 9 goals in the league? Who per Ballon d'Or? Even in Barcelona, he's not the best player in Barcelona. Even in La Liga, over the weekend, they did their awards. He won the under 23 best player, and Rafinha won the best player of the season in the La Liga. How then do you project this player for Ballon d'Or? Not to me, Ballon d'Or. No. Why not?
Okay, to you. Obia won a role. Pepe.
Good.
What is the role of a midfielder in the game?
Just to control the game, give one or two create chances. You control the game. It depends on where you are playing as a midfielder. All right. If you are a defensive midfielder, I don't expect you to, I expect you to control the game. Do the captain job for me. But if you are a deep line playmaker like Vitinha, like you mentioned, Vitinha, you are supposed to control the game, probably create one or two chances from you. I don't need goals from you. I don't need assists from you.
If you are selecting the best player in the world, should he be the one who has scored more goals or the one who played his position well?
Unfortunately, that is not how it's supposed to be. If I'm selecting the best player, I want to select the player who played well, because you don't expect goals from a defender. You expect tackles, you expect duels, you expect clean sheet from a defender. So, and you expect goals, you expect assists, you expect more chances creation from an attacker, and then probably a midfielder. If you are a midfielder, you can score 1 or 2 goals and assist. But that is not really going to be something that I am going to use to judge you. All right. So I don't hold the view of picking a best player based on the goals and assists you have made. But unfortunately, that is how the modern game has become.
Okay, so let me tell you about Lamine Yamal. The Barca setup is not around Lamine Yamal to score goals. You see, yes, he brings in goals sometimes.
Yeah.
But the setup is not for Lamine Yamal to be directly involved. Unlike the Liverpool team.
Yeah.
So Liverpool they had Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane as their wingers. And they were their main source of goals.
Goal scorer,
because
yeah.
yes, there's Roberto Firmino in the middle. It is Firmino's responsibility or duty or his role to drop deeper and then gets the balls and find Salah and Mane, run behind the defense, find the spaces, slots the ball to them.
So Firmino, you were saying Firmino was, deployed as a decoy for Salah and Mane to score. And that so are you saying Lamine Yamal is also a decoy?
Relax.
Because that be what they talk on. That be where they go, bro.
And that is why you see Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane fight and so possible, Firmino doesn't scare. He just looks at them and then he laughs because there was a match they fought and the coach had to substitute Sadio Mane because it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm pre-go. The one who is the number 9 in the team doesn't care about what you people are doing. He was just standing there and laughing. Okay. The Barcelona setup is for the most productive team, the most efficient player to score goals. And that is why their top goal scorer is their striker.
Yeah.
It is Robert Lewandowski.
Good.
Now, Lamine Yamal's role, his style of football, is not directly score a goal. Okay, let me get the ball. Let me take on players. The more I'm taking on players, the more I'm getting less amount of number of defenders for the opponent. And if I take on 1, 2, 3 players, Lewandowski have more space
to score.
Than Yomo, you have another space to score. So let me get the ball. Let me slot the ball to you and convert.
So that's Lamine Yamal's role.
That is basically what's Lamine Yamal. He's to dribble.
Oh, okay.
My man shot the players.
Okay.
I mean pass the ball.
Okay.
Lewandowski.
Then let's give him the best dribbler of the season.
Hey,
let's give him the best dribbler of the season.
Who is the best dribbler in Spain now?
No, I'm saying let's give him the best dribbler of the season.
Relax. Who is the best dribbler in Spain now?
Famano.
Who is the best dribbler?
I don't know. You are saying you are saying.
Okay, if I say it's Lamine Yamal, do you agree to that?
I agree.
You agree to
that? Yeah, and that's why I'm saying
Yamal the best dribbler outside Spain.
And I make catch say I don't know what you are saying. Okay. But if you are saying that his role purposely is to dribble and create space for
them.
Golden boot Ballon d'Or.
Also best dribbler man. Golden boot Dembele.
You can give Dembele golden boot because he has won the golden boot in France.
And it's on
Yes, was that the best player of the season in France? Was that the best player of the season in France? Yeah, was that the best player of the Champions League?
Okay.
Enti bibia hano oje. Was that the treble? Or some of FIFA Club World Cup.
Dembele wasn't on numbers.
Numbers, bro.
Because numbers.
It was numbers because the game has transcended into a game where if you are an attacker and you don't give numbers, it is the hardest truth. You can I don't know the way you view football. Okay, you might have the way you view football. I will also have the way I view football. But the honest truth in our modern game is that no matter how you see the game, if you are an attacker and you can't give numbers, you won't obviously your body na your molding count. And it's not even it's shocking that Lamine Yamal has numbers or numbers pa. He has over 40 goals and assists this season. For both Barcelona, in all competitions for both Barcelona and then in Spain. So it's not like he doesn't have the numbers. What I say. But even in Barcelona, he's not the best player there. Even in France, Dembele is not the best player. Dembele is the best player because Dembele has won the player of the season in France.
So that makes him best.
Bro. UEFA has given him the best player of the Champions League season.
According to UEFA. According to me.
Dembele
is not the best player.
But you don't vote.
He's not the best player.
You don't vote. You don't organize competition. Do you organize competition? Okay. You don't organize competition. The Champions League is organized by UEFA.
Dembele should win the best UEFA player, not the world best.
Yeah, of course he has won the best Champions League, and then they will do the UEFA awards. I don't see him winning it honestly because of I feel like it is going to be a sympathy award because they get I honestly think that Rafinha deserved the UEFA Champions League player of the season, but because he didn't win it, that is why they gave it to Dembele because Dembele won it.
UEFA awards.
Good. So I honestly think that the UEFA awards that they would do, or UEFA at the year they do UEFA awards. This is the Champions League, the competition. But the UEFA awards they will do, I honestly think that Rafinha will come in very strong.
So Rafinha
as a contender.
Now
Good as a contender for the UEFA awards, but it's going to be him and the Dembele. Lamine Yamal put your name on count because even your award, destiny do it. A young player of the season, and a young player of the Champions League in the award, it is also destiny do it.
Basically, I'm just telling you that they don't give the awards based on individual performance. It's based on club performance.
You individual performance.
If you tell me there's a Ridway played better in the Champions League than Yamal, this is a joke.
Why am I a joke? But UEFA is saying so. UEFA is a joke.
UEFA is because we need Champions League.
UEFA is a joke.
Yes.
That is what
I'm telling
Kelly
you.
is saying.
Oh yeah, and that's how I was, baby.
Obviously, UEFA is Kelly is saying UEFA is a joke. It's on record.
Guy, ask yourself why UEFA be best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
UEFA said Yamal Courtois. Then UEFA 11. Not Alisson in that post. Doesn't make sense to you.
To them, it makes sense.
Does it make sense to you?
Me? Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Why does it make sense?
Oh, it makes sense because I don't know what the criteria they are using. But you see, I am of the view that I don't go and fight it because even if it doesn't make sense to me, it wouldn't change anything.
It makes sense to you. Why does it make sense to you?
It wouldn't, because if it's not,
because if I'm the best goalkeeper, if I say Ballon d'Or,
yeah,
I want the players. Now, I want the best defender, best if I say goalkeeper in the world. Yes, say Manono ya. By the world 11 by ya.
Manono ya.
Edison in
that pool.
Are you normal?
To their observation,
so why is he the best defender but not the best defender for the 11?
It makes sense to them.
It doesn't make sense to you.
I can't challenge them.
Maybe so. Does it make sense to you?
It makes sense to me.
You. Why does it make sense?
It makes sense to me.
Why does it make sense?
Oh, it makes sense to me because the player you see there or the goalkeeper you see there, it's not like we're born at in the season. And that's why I want him.
Rodri, the best player in the last Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
UEFA, FIFA World 11. Now Rodri
Oh, say a Ballon d'Or. Oh, can Ballon d'Or asem. By FIFA is not Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
And FIFA.
Rodri, FIFA.
FIFA best player of the year. But you what dream put a J.
My example. Not FIFA best 11 on Obeka
say FIFA say Waje FIFA best player of the year. Not FIFA 11 on him. I said no the FIFA for they have to answer the question.
My question is, does it make sense to you?
Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense because of the player that is there.
Okay.
So if let's say Rodri and then let's say if Rodri is competing in an award with let's say which defensive midfielder. Okay, yeah, let me use Caicedo this season, okay, or let's say Ryan Gravenberch this season, and the Caicedo is a DM, right? Rodri is also a DM, and Rodri and Caicedo are competing for a trophy, or they are competing for best midfielder in the season, and Rodri wins the best midfielder awards ahead of Caicedo, and they bring in Caicedo in the best 11. I wouldn't kick up a fuss about it.
Why?
Because Caicedo also equally deserves to be there, and that is why. Oh no, say awards can be voted. It can be that Caicedo doesn't have PR, and that is why Rodri won the award ahead of Caicedo. But it doesn't really mean that because say oh yeah, who free Ecuador now oh tuaba now me free Spain now me tuaba now say there is Caicedo there is Rodri there. Who will you vote for? Obviously.
I'll vote for Mekrom Nipa.
Okrom Nipa na be vote man. Someone can win the award based on vote, but it doesn't really mean that he is the best player. They make out here say, but the technical observation, because now we win the award now, you to me can say you won it, but we don't see it to be. We don't see you fit to be that, but they have actually voted for you, so we have to give you the award.
So
but our technical people
won the award based on votes, not that he's the best.
Oh,
player.
but if we are even talking about PR and votes,
so Dembele won the award based on votes, not that he's the best player.
I mean, it could be that it could be that Dembele won the awards based on votes. It could be. It could be.
So and you say outrightly he deserves it based on performance.
And I'm sure it could be because it was decided by the technical observers. So it could be.
That is why I sit here and tell you that Dembele is not even the best player in the PSG
team. Dembele is the best player in France. It's not even the PSG team. France, he's the best player.
Based on award.
Bro, based on what award? Based on the stats. Based on what he has done, he won the top scorer of the season.
So you're expecting Vitinha to win the top scorer?
Oh, bro, I'm not expecting Vitinha.
So what are you talking about?
I'm expecting Vitinha to do more of the chances creation to control the game.
And I say in Dembele's role, in Vitinha's role, who played this role better?
That is the honest truth of the modern day football. Strikers or attackers have they have an upper hand over all the other positions. Ube to me but still they have upper hand because they scored the goals.
Modric won the Ballon d'Or in 2018. How many goals did he score? Four goals. I didn't someone can strikers no. Obi said 30 goals, 35 one.
But in that same season, Modric won the best player in the World Cup. Anambwa, he won the best player in the World Cup. So a season where they play a major tournament in the national team, if you are if you are contending for the Ballon d'Or, you should be very careful. Just like what happened to Vinicius Junior. When they are playing Euros, they are playing Copa America, they are playing AFCON, Charlie. If they are playing World Cup, you should be very careful. If you perform in your club side, go to World Cup and go and perform there. Because one performer World Cup, you should World Cup Ballon d'Or, and we can even move to the side of politics where Ronaldo left Real Madrid, and then mafia game can also come in. All are these factors.
Who won the World Cup? Who won the best player in the World Cup? And who won the Ballon d'Or?
2010, I think Schneider won the best player. Is it Schneider? I don't. Ballon d'Or. Oh, 2010 it was Messi. Messi won the Ballon d'Or. I mean, Ballon d'Or also the
amongst players now more then a Messi G or more
like the players, the Schneider. Oh, I actually think that year Schneider deserved the Ballon d'Or ahead of Messi. But that's why I'm saying vote so make me account it because of PR. Because I was to me time award near fan bound.
Basically, I'm just telling you, say Modric was given the award
based on
because
vote
of performance.
Modric then because of performance. No, but he had the most vote there.
I'm telling I'm just telling you, say it is not basically about strikers now numbers. They should give it to you, and that's why they give it to Modric.
It's the FIFA award named Lamine Yamal because of Bobo.
You say we are talking about midfielders, and I'm just telling you, say Vitinha has played his position better than
Dembele this season. Yes. So Vitinha deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Because you are biased to also Dembele winning the best player in France.
Yeah.
And because you are biased to goal scoring, and that is why you are giving the best player.
It's not me. I am not biased to goal scoring. It is the general award.
Wait, you expect every player to be a striker? It doesn't make sense.
I'm expecting what?
It means we are expecting all the young guys coming. If I want to win a Ballon d'Or, it means I have to be a striker.
That is how the game is.
Doesn't make sense.
And then me am I?
I'm asking, does it make sense?
Oh, it makes sense to me. But then me so am I? You understand? And then me am I? The game, check the Ballon d'Or list. The people who win it, most of them are attackers. Most of them are attackers.
And it's not based on numbers.
Oh, I'm saying most of them are attackers.
But it's not based on numbers.
And in the modern day game, it is numbers. Because even in 2013,
if you are checking the list, it's not based on numbers.
Most of them they have numbers.
Based on performance.
Most of them they have numbers. You can check,
but they didn't have the biggest number.
Oh, what are you saying? Obi to me share 60 G or 60 goals. On winning, you know, they could win Ballon d'Or. That is Ronaldo. Okay. But when we need BBL,
that is based on numbers.
That is numbers.
That is modern day.
Modern day, yeah, 2013. First, you know. First now. Oh, first in there. I mean, I'm saying the modern day. First in there.
You can go for a tournament. This will be the top goal scorer. This will be the top best player.
Good.
My guy.
And then the first.
And then I'm more the top goal scorer.
I know the game, you know. Make up me to be changing it.
But it doesn't make sense.
I can't change anything. Simple. It doesn't make sense. You can. It doesn't make sense to you, but to them, the football people, it makes sense to them.
So basically, you're telling me Dembele deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Dembele deserves the Ballon d'Or. Lamine Yamal, they ought to be winning Ballon d'Or. No?
So that is from Kobo. He thinks Dembele, based on his achievements with his club side PSG, who would also participate in the Club World Cup. They have a first game against Atletico Madrid. Dembele can lead his side to glory as far as the Club World Cup is concerned. They haven't won a Club World Cup before, and this could be the time for them to clinch their maiden title as far as the Club World Cup is concerned. Lamine Yamal with Barcelona are not going to play in the Club World Cup. So if there is any competition we can bring into this conversation for Lamine Yamal, it is already ended. It is the La Liga, it is the UEFA Champions League, it is the Copa
Nations League,
and whatever competition that could edge or push Lamine Yamal a bit into this conversation is ended. Dembele has one more competition, and even the first month or first 2 months of next season is also crucial for the award. So let's see how things go. This is the Gacho Podcast. You are watching us live from the German studios. Kindly like, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, on TikTok. If you have a channel on TikTok, it's also German Sports. Kindly like and follow us on TikTok. We have a lot more quality content for you. We see you again another time.
Charlie.
Your boy for